Hello, everybody. I'm Mel Dorr, the Aloha shirt psychic without the Aloha shirt. It is Aloha Tuesday.
Hey.
And aloha, everybody. And we have the one, the only, the best Arthur in the house.
Who?
And
Hi, everyone.
And behind the scenes, we've got Sherry. Sherry, step up, say hi. We can, oh, there she is. Sherry works all the.
She gives us all the questions because we can't read questions, give readings, and walk, talk, and chew gum at the same time.
It's kind of hard when the comments are moving fast and you get questions going on. I did not get a chance to watch current or breaking news today. I just finished my last client for the day around 6 minutes ago. So I haven't had a chance to look at anything, but maybe that's good. I don't know.
It is a good thing.
But there's a lot of things that we probably should talk about.
And I'm sure people will ask us, but the House passed the Senate bill, the spending bill. Now they're going to try and jam it through the Senate.
Well, they passed the spending bill, but did it have all the stuff Trump wanted in there? Probably, right?
Close to it, but I haven't seen the reports about what the Senate's saying about the Democrats.
So I'm sure that all the Dems were against it, and all the Republicans were for it.
Yeah. I feel the Democrats are going to make them frame it that, oh, you say you're not taking anything out of Medicare, but that's the program you have to take out of, so you have to say it. And I really feel they're going to make them own it.
Well, what bothers me about it is, Elon Musk, oh, you got to tighten your belts, and Trump, yeah, and then, the spin, I'm reducing wasteful government spending. What? By firing people from their jobs? And excuse me, Elon, you're getting your pockets greased by privatizing all that stuff, and you're getting all the contracts on it.
And also, Tesla stock went down. So what does Trump do? He has them bring a Tesla to the White House. Like he's a salesman now, selling cars.
And that's going to incense people even more.
So what is Tesla's now supposed to be? We're not supposed to have a religion, but we have to have a car.
Well, but what galls me is, we've got to cut government spending, but yet he spent more money than any president
ever
in American history during his first term on wasteful stuff. A wall. Where'd that money go?
Steve Bannon.
Thank you. Okay, so this time out, but we're cutting all these jobs. We're stopping government wasteful spending, but yet we're going to be short by $3 trillion. And why? Because he doesn't have the money to give he's got to raise $3 trillion more to give his rich friends their tax cuts.
Yeah.
So, the biggest
the children. Oh, and what was it here? I read earlier.
The biggest wasteful spender in the government is Donald Trump himself.
Well, there's an article in the New Civil Rights Movement. The headline is Heartless. Trump's $660 million school fund cut is latest GOP attack on nutritional aid.
Right.
$660 million.
So who does this remind you of? Marie Antoinette, let them eat cake.
Let them cake.
Yeah, well,
I just don't want to see him. I don't want to see him on a horse. Okay. Poor horse.
These things are really going to bring him down. It's affecting the stock market and everything. I see another crash coming with the stock market.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't see a crash. I see a correction, but not like 2008.
No, but I don't know. It's going to take some big hits. Well, not like a crash in 2008, though. Yeah, right. I agree. Are we ready for some questions? I'm thinking
in Creole.
I'm thinking in Louisiana.
Yeah, you're going to talk Creole.
Nora Garcia says, "Hello, Mel and Arthur. What do your guys think about the meeting between Gavin Newsom and Charlie Kirk? Is Newsom undercover MAGA? No. Newsom's
No.
MAGA. No.
Sometimes you have to meet the enemy, see what they're up to.
Right. I don't think he's trying to hobnob with the MAGAs.
No. I think he just wants to, he's not afraid to go where angels fear to tread.
I think he's doing that so he can come up with a strategic plan. That's how I see it. All right. Raven X Moon. Hi, Mel and Arthur. Please don't torment us by using that DT name over and over. Please use the nickname to spare viewers. PSD. Okay. Thanks for help on that. Love and blessings. Okay, so here's the deal. Johnson, his new name is Bobblehead.
Right.
JD's new name is Shady. And Trump will call Cheetolini. How's that?
Or Campbell soup. Mushroom.
Thanks. We'll try. Raven. Thank you.
We don't want you going to go crazy.
Jessica says you can't let them eat cake. Eggs cost too much. Oh, did you hear that the DOJ is going to step in to investigate the cost of eggs? I'm like, with everything else going on?
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, here's one. Judy Trujillo.
Hi, Judy.
Love to you both. Will Trump's attempt to block black recruits for the armed forces be put into effect? That's a great question. What do you think, Arthur?
No. He can try, but I don't feel it's going to happen.
They'll try, but it'll go to the courts all the way up. Because, Don's new friend is the Supreme Court. I'm sorry.
I'll never forget what you did. I'll never forget what you did. Thank you so much.
Cheetolini's best friend. And they're going to say, wait a minute. You are blocking African-American recruits from the armed services. That is clearly bigoted, is clearly racist, and it's discriminatory. And so, anyway, that's how I see it. Annie Moore says, hello to you, dear Arthur and Auntie Mel. Did Trump pardon J6 thugs from prison to create his own military since U.S. military will not follow his orders? Thank you.
Did he want his own militia? Probably, but it's not the Jan 6 people.
He wanted a militia, yeah, but I think...
he just did it to spite everybody, to release everyone.
Well, but also, he did it... He didn't really care if they were in jail or not, to be honest with you.
No.
That wasn't the idea. The idea was so it could manipulate.
So he could do it.
The ultra-right and say, you see what they did to you, but look, I freed you. I'm the great hope here. That's why I did it.
Yeah. And, and now some of them are back in jail.
Right. Oh, here's a good one. Okay. Cindy Faust says, Canada has just voted for Carney to replace Justin Trudeau. However, we still have an election coming up to elect either him or I think it's Poilievre, a conservative. Isn't Poilievre a MAGA, Maple MAGA?
Yeah.
But here's the deal. Carney won, by 89.5% of that vote. It was a landslide. So I still feel that Elon Musk, Putin, and Trump behind the scenes are trying to interfere in the Canadian election to put Poilievre in. But I see the Liberals taking it. I see Carney winning. What do you think?
No, that's what I see too.
Good.
In surprising amount of numbers.
Annie Moore says, hello to you, dear Arthur and Auntie Mel. Wait, we've already asked that one. We've already answered that one. Okay. Hello, team. Will Tesla company be bought by somebody? Can't imagine it going bankrupt with all the cars on the road. Oh, it could still go bankrupt.
Oh yeah. It'll go away. Remember the Saturn had the electric car back in the 80s.
Yep, that's right. It's going to take huge hits, and I don't even know if anybody would want to buy it.
Who wants a swastika car?
Right? Just by I'm sure that Tesla is turning over in his grave because of the way that they're misusing the brand, the guy who owns the car company, and the way that.
Believe me, Nikola Tesla, he's with the Grandmasters and Ascended Masters right now.
Yeah, well, he's pretty mad right now because he doesn't want his name on one of whose products.
Wouldn't it be great if those electric lightning bolts would come down?
Tesla was a real Nikolai Tesla. Nikolai was a total genius.
Yeah, he was very spiritual.
He invented the Tesla coil. It's like fake lightning. It makes lightning. It's not fake.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Mystical Magic. Hello. What do you see happening with the Tate brothers?
The Hate brothers?
What do you think, Arthur?
Revolving door. They're going back into prison in about a year.
It's my favorite saying. It's cliche, but just because it looks as if they might have won the battle doesn't mean they'll win the war. I see them dressed in that color, orange, match Trump's hair. I mean, I didn't think they made orange hair dye,
I mean, not orange hair dye, but his whole outlook and his color is like colors you would not naturally find in nature.
I know what we can call him, the raccoon.
Oh, I like raccoons.
That's an insult to a raccoon.
We'll just call it.
Well, those things around his eyes, those white things.
Oh,
like bobblehead.
It's like we can't wait to see the whites of his eyes. No, it's just underneath.
You got a great skin tone, Donald. Why to put white circles around your eyes?
You're like poker chips, man. He's pretending to be Little Orphan Annie.
For right now, we'll call him Cheetolini.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Do you see additional harsh retaliation by Cheetolini against our U.S. volunteer vets fighting in Ukraine? I didn't know we had anybody volunteer vets fighting.
Oh yeah.
Well, he'll try. He can't order them home. You can't order somebody home if they're there doing whatever they do. He can try to say that they're treasonous, but that's not going to hold up. But I see that he'll try anything he can, but I see it overturned in court.
Yeah.
So, yes, he will try to retaliate. Absolutely. That's what I pick up.
Yeah.
Okay. Amy Warrior Princess says, hi, Mel and Arthur. What is the current status of the reversal of the Clean Water Act? Well, I think that Donald Trump, Cheetolini, should have to drink that water that they're going to allow them to pollute. I am now buying bottled water in the water cooler here that's certified pure. Unfortunately, a lot of people are going to start getting sick because of what they're putting in the water, and I see lots of lawsuits.
Yep, I agree with you. I do feel it's going to take it will be reversed, but not by the end of the year, unfortunately.
Okay. Shar 824. Hi, Mel and Arthur. My question, Representative Maxine Waters, who I really like,
and she's my California gal,
indicated she will investigate Elon Musk in U.S. election interference 2024. Yes, and yes. Will she be successful when other Democrats join her? They all will.
Yeah, they just need. It's like they need that one to come forward. I feel that they have a whole plan.
We had predicted. I think you did too, Arthur. That hold on, my chair is caught on the rug here, and it's driving me insane. um, uh, we had predicted OCD's kicking in. No, we had predicted that. What did we predict? That there would be evidence coming forward
Yes.
to show that there indeed was interference in this country in the 2024 election. I keep seeing Trump impeached again. I do. For numerous things. And I see Shady impeached as well. And Elon Musk, I see indicted in Europe. So yes, she's gonna come up with some stuff, and Trump will start to vilify her. Doesn't take a
Well, he always vilifies her anyway.
Yeah, right. But the more he vilifies her, the more she'll stand up.
And I love the fact that it's the black females that are going after him.
Well, my guides keep telling me the females will bring him down. So,
thank you, Jessica.
Somebody ask.
JD Vance has a cousin fighting in Ukraine for Ukraine, but he kind of like divorced his family. Yeah.
I'm sure that he's disavowing himself with anything to do with Shady. Are we getting closer to Cheeto being escorted out of the White House, and what is that? And taking the rest of the regime. We've said that we don't foresee, at least I don't, I'm sure Sherry agrees and Arthur agrees, that we've all said it or predicted it, that Trump won't finish his full term of office, nor will Shady Vance. If the Shady Vance becomes president, it won't be for long. But I don't know. I see them impeached. I see them out of.
I see them being removed, but they're asking when is it getting closer?
But then what'll happen?
Each day it gets closer. So
I'm sorry.
Each day it gets closer.
Well, thank God it's not getting further away.
Yeah.
But I do feel, or intuit, predict that when that happens, then it's, no holds barred, that Trump would then try to incite another insurrection. Because I see him trying to incite another insurrection.
And call martial law.
And I couldn't. Well, he'll try martial law, but
ain't gonna work.
I guess if they're impeached, that means to bring to trial, and the Senate votes to take them out.
Well, you can impeach them, but does that mean they're removed?
No, impeach means to bring to trial, but then the Senate votes. But I see them removed from office, yes. But once they're removed from office, they'll refuse to leave office. And that's where I see then Trump will try to, I'm telling you, he's going to try to incite another insurrection. I said try.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to work.
Well, they'll be close, but it won't work.
This is when we can say we learned that weebles wobble and they do fall down.
There you go. How is the lunar eclipse Mercury retrograde going to affect Cheeto? Love you. Well, thank you, Fred Psychic Bunny.
Oh, I love that. I love that picture.
Probably cheaper to eat. I thought it had money in his mouth. It's got the world, the tarot in the mouth. I love it. Don't tell Donald. I'm not an astrologer. Well, actually, it messes up all forms of communication. So anything he tries to communicate or spin in a positive way is gonna do a U-turn and bite him square in the you know what.
And when it comes to eclipses, one of my astrologer friends explains that sometimes it's like a wild card. But the eclipse doesn't just last that one day. An eclipse can last months, the energy of it. And also, we are in, I believe we're in Venus retrograde. And Venus has to do with not just love, but money. And with retrograde with Mr. Trumpo, Cipollino, then I really feel, I've always said, after the 17th, I feel the mirror starts to crack. So let's see what happens.
Bingo. All right.
Thank you, Fred Funky Bunny.
Carrie G. Hi, Carrie. What happens to F-45's press secretary after the regime is gone? She is nasty and immature.
She'll be selling Teslas at the new mall.
Used car for sale. It used to be a
yeah.
The same thing that's going to happen to her that happened to Kellyanne Conway.
And where's Sean Spicer when you need him?
Right? She might become a consultant for Fox News.
That's true. Well, they all become consultants.
I see lots of lawsuits going on with that too. So anyway, I would not want her. You know, sometimes when people think they're on top, they are. But you know, my mother used to always say the old cliche: never talk down to your people on your way up, because those might have to be the same people you talk up to on your way down.
Exactly.
And she's going to have to be talking up to a lot of people because nobody's going to want to touch her. Sage. Oh, look at the kitty cat. Hi, oh great ones. Where is that?
She said just kidding.
We're talking about you, Sherry. Can you tell us how bad the forestry bill is going to decimate our national forest? Did they put a bill in Congress for that?
He's able to sell. He looks like he's trying to sell some of the land, and now he's saying, well, with all the tariffs in Canada to get the wood, we should just tear down the parks here and use our wood.
Yeah, but they're national forests. My feeling is they're protected, and so are the national parks. So
you would think, but
they might start cutting stuff down, but the court's going to issue an order for them to cease and desist.
Yeah.
It's like his middle finger to the environment. I mean, he would leave everything just scorched. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about anything except money in his pocket.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of symbolic about when they took the Rose Garden out at the White House.
Oh my God! Yeah,
that had been there for all those years because people couldn't see them when they walked by.
The pride of Jackie Onassis. Jackie Kennedy Onassis.
Right, and it was horrible. Well, I'm sure she's watching over, saying, you ain't gonna take any more of nature."
Yeah.
Anyway, Claudia Paiva. Hi, Mel and Arthur. Russia refuses the ceasefire that was agreed between the Ukrainian and American delegation. And now a big hello from Lisbon. So wait, Russia, Lisbon, Portugal. Yes. Hello, Portugal. Now, what happened? Russia refused the ceasefire?
There's still negotiations, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I can't answer that.
Does anybody out there know? Sherry, do you know? You can come up front and center, Sherry. Sherry's going like this.
The last thing I heard earlier today was that everything had been agreed to, but then Russia pulled out at the last minute and said, no, we're not doing that. And so Ukraine took Crimea.
Oh, good.
That's what I heard. So I don't know how accurate or how much. I just caught pieces of it.
Wait a minute. My psychic flash cube just went off. Well, it's always there, but it just boom. Just like when J.D. Vance spoke up at the White House That whole thing was planned.
It was exactly.
It was an ambush. And I got a psychic flash that Trump and his thugs had planned this whole thing to say, and with Putin as well, that okay, so we're going to agree to Ukraine, but they also knew that Russia would disagree. This whole thing was planned, I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Arthur?
I agree. I mean, everything these guys do, it's all premeditated.
What do you think, Sherry?
No, I agree. I don't think Putin is going to do anything that's going to help anybody except himself.
Yeah, but I think behind the scenes, he and Donald Trump had already agreed on this.
They just want the minerals, so they're still trying to figure out how the hell they're going to get their hands on the minerals and get rid of Zelensky altogether. And they done effed up with the little stunt they pulled in the White House last week. So they just made it harder on themselves to get the goal that they want, in my opinion.
Well, I feel by Russia
Pulling out.
that they refuse the ceasefire, that it's going to coalesce all of Europe once again to stand behind Ukraine. This was a smokescreen for Trump too. Well, we had a negotiator, but Russia was fine. Yeah, Donald, because or Chitolini, because you and Pupkin had already decided what was going to happen before this meeting ever occurred.
Well, that was the first strike against them, is they were negotiating stuff without Ukraine being involved in the negotiations. So
what we also said, I think it was last night, that we just the three of us said that we do not see Zelensky signing anything.
No,
that's right. But I also feel that Pupkin and Trump had talked about, well, no matter what the ceasefire, no matter what we discuss, don't agree, Pupkin. Whatever the conversation went.
It was like they already had the script written.
They already had it decided before this, except Zelensky.
No, it was definitely scripted. You could tell that the deliveries were flat.
Well, it's going to make
actors. They are not.
Look, the rest of the world is going to sit in judgment against Russia and stand firm against Russia, all except a handful of countries. So, yep. I think we've got over 2,000 watching us. Hi, everybody. Thanks.
Wow.
All right. What do we got?
All right, here's your one, and I'm disappearing again.
She's like Marco Rubio on that couch in the Oval Office, just disappearing in the background.
And here comes Sherry. Kristen Chaffee, do you see anything coming from Eric Trump suing Capital One for closing Trump org accounts in 2021? Oh, I didn't know he sued him, but I hear frivolous.
I got a no on it.
I get a no. It's a frivolous lawsuit. And as Linda G would say, it's a nothing burger.
Or the one time she said it's a cold turd in a Dixie cup.
Okay, we can't do too much swearing.
No, that wasn't swearing.
We don't want to go to YouTube jail. They put me in YouTube jail once. I don't want to go back. Kelly Chuff says, Arthur and Mel, they just said the Department of Education employees got a notice to vacate the building by 6 p.m. today. What's going to happen going forward?
Well, from what I read is they want to get rid of 13,000 people, and they're telling them they have to work from home right now.
Yeah, that's their way of getting rid of them. I see the court stepping in and putting a stay on, in other words, not putting a stay, but not putting a hold on Chitolini's decree.
Edict.
I say decree, his, yeah, right, his whatever you call it. So the courts are going to step in and say, wait a minute.
And to dismantle a department doesn't need, I don't know. I didn't watch enough Schoolhouse Rock.
I see the court stopping them dismantling a lot of these departments.
But doesn't Congress have to be involved if you're going to dismantle a department?
And saying he doesn't have authority to do that. You have to get Congress.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's still going to give a middle finger to the courts. But
and they got the right person at the head of the department to wrestle on it.
Yeah, right. But watch Glenn Kirshner yesterday. He came up with something. If they defy a court order, there's a way without bringing in the DOJ to get to them.
They bring in an outside party.
And they will.
Mm-hmm.
But that's probably why with Jack Smith that Judge Loose Cannon said, well, he didn't work for the DOJ, so therefore, but her decision, in my psychic opinion, was unconstitutional. So anyway, Jackie Lynn, will Trump obey court orders? No. If not, what happens then?
He'll if court orders are in his favor, he'll follow them.
But the ones that aren't,
we still see him getting his comeuppance one way or another.
I pulled the 6 of Cups, which means, you know, getting together of people from the past, like he's doing. You know, all the thugs that worked with him before. The 8 of Wands means travel. Well, what does that mean? Travel to where? The pokey.
Let's hope so, and not Saudi Arabia.
Look, I asked the outcome, justice. So the courts will prevail.
As Glenn Kushner says, justice matters.
I love that. Charlotte Getgood says, will Senate pass the spending bill? I feel there's going to be a couple people in the Senate that are going to go, no, we're not going to pass this as it is.
They want some wording changed, and they're going to throw it all back on the Republicans. Like, well,
how many votes do they need in the Senate? But there are some Republicans in the Senate that are against it.
Yeah.
So
I said I thought there was going to be a shutdown for 3 or 4 days.
I thought they might. They don't want to shut down, but I see them kicking it. I see them kicking the can down the road.
Like they always do.
And I see delays with it.
Hard.
I kept seeing a partial shutdown, but you'll still get your Social Security checks. Are the billionaires doing a pump and dump grift with the stock market? I don't know if I call it.
No, people are panicking. People are they're seeing the tariffs and everything what Trump's up to. It's like whiplash because tariffs on, tariffs off. It's like, you know, wax on, wax off.
And then he's going to give everybody this $5,000 check, thinking that that's going to appease them. But guess what? Think about how much you're going to be paying more in taxes, or even if not taxes, at the grocery store. So that $5,000 ain't going to amount to a hill of beans.
But also, you get a $5,000 check. It's like, oh, good, I got the check because the children are starving.
Yeah, right. I'll send it back or donate it.
Exactly.
Well, I feel it's going to be more than a correction, specifically if these tariffs go through, because the price of lumber, if we don't strip our national forest, but the price of steel, because we don't have the ore, we get that from Canada, and those prices are going to go sky high.
And he's putting tariffs on steel and aluminum,
and it's going to cause housing prices to go up, 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 up. So like I keep saying, right now, this will get you this. If those tariffs go through, it'll probably get you half of this.
I love the visuals.
Thank you. And this ain't going to be worth much. So the bottom line is, it would be a crash of sorts. The economy is going to get really bad under Donald. And, after he made the promises it was going to be great, this and then, now he's everybody, be patient. It takes a while. It takes a while. And he's trying to blame Biden. Biden left office. Everything was good.
Everything was terrific.
Right. And people forgot how long it took us when Barack Obama left office, the economy was great. And look what Trump did to it. And when Biden left office, the economy was decent. And now look. So you ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah.
We're going to have a huge recession.
But I don't see us hitting rock bottom because he's not going to be there long enough.
Well, good. But it's going to get crazy.
It already is.
Mary Eva. Hello, Mel and Arthur. Hi. Can you guys check with your guides what's going to happen with Puerto Rico's USA citizenship? Does Chitolini alias El Duce? Yeah. I know what it is, but I said El Duce.
No, that's okay.
Because if I say the other word,
well, she has an accent grave over it, so it makes sense.
Well, we'll get in YouTube jail. Alias Il Duce is where the Puerto Ricans serve in the U.S. military.
He's not aware of anything.
He can try to say he's going to revoke people's citizenship, but just like that Palestinian that they arrested and thought they were going to revoke his green card without due process, a judge put the Cleopas on that one in a heartbeat. So just like he might try in Puerto Rico to do that, but that will not succeed at all. Puerto Ricans will still be U.S. citizens.
Yes.
Anon. I like that. Anon, no name, Anon. And a big A there. I like that. What's your name? Anon, no name, Anon. The spin plan bill has sequestration, which gives the administration the ability to cancel any program he doesn't like without congressional approval. Oh, I didn't know that. So thank you for sharing that. Anon, we'll just say no name. But I still intuit that there's some nuances there that where the money was appropriated to go to those things and it hasn't. There's still some things he's done that are illegal. He can't do. And the courts then could step in and say, you can't do it.
Well, he's already been told to pay the bills for U.S. aid, but then Marco Rubio goes in there and cuts everyone out. He canceled 83% of U.S. aid contracts.
Well, he's got to pay them though.
No, but what is he going to do? Give him the Elon Musk now?
Evelyn Bouchard says, "What do you see for Biden on March 17th? What is March 17th? I don't know what."
Well, the Ides of March is the 15th,
right? Well, what on the 17th? I don't understand. Is there something predicted or something?
I don't know. I keep on predicting 17, 18, 19. They see like the mirror starting to crack, but it doesn't deal with Biden.
I mean, Biden will still be around. I don't know.
And he does not have dementia.
No, he does not. That was the spin that Putin and Trump and Elon Musk used to try to make it look as if he did. He does not. Biden's going to be around for the longest time. We're working behind the scenes to stop this tyranny, as well as former past presidents, Republican ones alike. Mm-hmm. So that's what I see. I don't know, Evelyn, if another psychic has predicted something.
I don't know. Like I said, I've said the 17, 18, 19, something's coming down, but I feel it has more to do with, right. Nothing to do with Biden.
Maureen Prusy, Social Security. Muskrat is saying it has to go on SSI. Will that happen? They'll try to toy with it. But here again, the courts will step in and say, wait, you just can't do away with it like that. I mean, that would take an act of
He said it was a Ponzi scheme. It's just, it's all, he doesn't pay into it. So, I mean, I swear to God, this guy doesn't even know what he's doing.
Well, it's not an entitlement. It's something we've all paid.
Well, no, we're entitled to it.
Correct. It's not exactly. Look, here's Elon Musk. He's going to walk away in shame. His empire is going to crumble. He'll have a few things left, but not much. And I see him forced to leave this country. 9-year-old
frat boys.
So, if they try to mess with Social Security, people are going to be like, even Republicans, I mean, everybody are going to be like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
People depend on that money.
Oh, yeah.
It'll trash the economy. So let's don't worry about that. But everybody speak up.
I think they're going to try and definitely raise the age.
They'll raise the age, and they'll try to make cuts, specifically in SSI.
And they tried that in Paris, and there's riots.
Oh, well, guess what's going to happen here?
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy. Hello, fabulous Aloha duo. Question: when can I have my impeachment party?
First, you go to Georgia, get some peaches.
Impeachment party? Bad joke.
Yeah, we have to get the house has to be blue. It's not going to happen unless
And you have to have at least, I don't know how many senators in the Senate to get him out. 60 maybe, I forget. He's going to pull something so egregious that it's going to be like, what? More egregious than what's happening now, because people are becoming desensitized.
I mean, he's doing the same thing with USAID and everyone else. What he did to Zelensky, the money was already promised from Congress, and he held it back until he got what he wanted.
But he does things so outlandish that, pretty soon you get numb to it. You get desensitized, but we must not get
desensitized. That's why we're here.
Correct. That's exactly right. Anyway.
He's a wackadoodle.
Yes, absolutely. I'll see a Rosea, I says. Will Starlink be replaced in Ukraine and elsewhere by Eutelsat? I had predicted last night and yesterday that
Marina picked that up too.
Right, Marina did too. Like let Elon Musk turn off Starlink in Ukraine, because my guides had shown me there's going to be another system that comes online. I think it was France, she said.
Yes.
That would take the place of it. So, Zelensky's getting his ducks in a row. Don't kid yourself.
And those ducks are wearing armor.
That's right. And those ducks are tough ducks. Spirit animal question. I see that Trump is going out of his way to show support for muskrat. That's an insult to a muskrat. Even going as far as to threaten folks who go after
EM.
Right? Do you really see that they will fall out in the future? I still see a falling out coming for them. It's funny. There was an incident that happened. It wasn't funny, but when somebody confronted Elon Musk somewhere and he ran in an office, and was like, so that, anybody that acts like that kind of a bully is a coward.
Well, the New York Times is reporting that Marco Rubio stood up to him and Duffy and another guy and just blew up at him in the meeting. And now Trump's denying the whole thing. But even Trump was standing up for Rubio.
This sounds like a George Orwell. What was that movie? 1986?
1984.
1980. What was it?
1984.
Well, we were off about what?
Followed by Fahrenheit 451.
Right. I like that. 94, 2014, 2024. So we're off by 41 years. But
and then Brave New World. Did you take your Soma today?
Oh, yeah. Anyway, that's what it's
You
from.
can tell what kind of books I read growing up.
Oh, Nancy said March 17th is St. Patrick's Day, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So
I'll be
maybe
eating
I
Lucky
can have a
Charms.
green beer.
I'll be eating Lucky Charms.
Mary, hi, Mel and Arthur. Do you see most of Europe getting rid of Starlink in the future? Except for a handful of countries. And my light bulb just went off again. There's going to be some other satellites up there
Mm-hmm.
that will effectively block Starlink in that handful of European countries that want to still hold on to it. So I see some sort of jamming taking place.
God, this reminds me of James Bond's Diamonds Are Forever. You know?
Doesn't it? It's like, all right. Jessica Mason, countries are tearing up Starlink contract. Elon is cactus muctus. Oh, I can't say that last part. I almost said it, but I can't.
It's like a fruit drink. It's a fructose.
It's cactus.
we get it.
Fructose. Fructose. It's fructose.
It's a citrus.
Will the Senate pass the continuing resolution as is, or there be major adjustments made to the continuing resolution? That's a budget, I take, right?
Yeah. When they continue it and when they kick the can.
I feel they'll pass it back to the House.
Mm-hmm.
So there will be, I see major adjustments. I could be way off base on that, but I keep
Well, no, that's what I felt. And that's why there may be a shutdown for 2 days, 2 or 3 days.
All right.
Somebody needs their eyes examined. Love
Cœur de Lion? Cœur de Lion? I don't know. Lion? I don't
It's
know.
lion.
Well, Sherry's the French person, but lovely gentlemen, what do you see happening at the vets protest this Friday?
A lot. The vets in 50 states at the capitals.
That's right. And in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
And somebody's going to try to incite violence. But you know what? This is just the beginning. These vets are going to continue to protest. I mean, every chance they get.
I mean, do you think the vets are going to be afraid of a couple of Musk people? They're going to war, for Christ's sake.
And I think, or I intuit, I foresee that there's going to be a lot more protests on a lot more regular basis in the capitals of all the states and in Washington, D.C.
Thank you, Mystic Mel.
Mystic Malby.
Will T and Company be decertified? Well, they're already certifiable, I'll say that.
At some point, once they're out of office, the election will be decertified, but that's going to take, 3 or 4 years, maybe more, because they'll have direct proof that there was interference in the election.
But I do feel it will be in our lifetime.
It will be. We'll see it in our lifetime. And I don't have any plans of going anywhere soon. I remember my friend Beverly Kirby, her mom said, I ain't afraid to die. I just hope the good Lord ain't beaming up a bunch today. Okay.
Sweet Mimi.
Sweet Mimi something or another. Hi, guys. Question. With all this turmoil, do you think the U.S. will get terrorist attacks? Do we need to be prepared? I'm praying it won't happen. Any attacks that happen would be from within, not
domestic.
People, it's going to get nasty. People are going to stand up when people are hungry and people are mad, and you start trying to take away their Social Security and you start trying to take away their jobs and their livelihood. People are going to get hopping mad. And many, many people are going to be saying the same thing. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. That or get them out.
I can
That's
see a lot of,
battle cry.
yeah. I was gonna say I can see a lot of seniors with their scooters from the scooter store running over the senators.
You don't make a grandma mad. You don't do it.
And they have knitting needles.
As evidenced by when you go shopping at the grocery store on Seniors Day, you step out of the way. So
Yeah, but you're always part of it, Mel.
I'm sorry.
But you're part of it.
No, I go later on because I don't want to get run over by a mad grocery cart.
I don't want to admit I'm a senior.
I did. I remember I was shopping on the day for discount and the senior discount, and there was this lady. She was so sweet, and she looked at me. She goes, "You're tall." I said, "Well, by your standards, I think she was about 5'11". She goes, "Could you reach that from there?" And I said, "I can try." So I was like, I had a hard time reaching. I goes, "Well, I guess I'm not as tall as you thought I was," but she was having a hard time, so I helped her out. She was a sweet lady. So,
well, my household, we were all Lilliputian. So when my mother said, "Could you reach that?" I mean, yeah, let me get the chair.
right. Yeah, let me get the stool. JP, will the 10 Dems who censured Al Green get primary, particularly
Amy Barra?
I see 7 of them getting primary. At some point during one of Trump's State of the Union or whatever, there was, JD Vance started a USA. I see the one after this one or the one after that, the Dems standing up and chanting something like "vote them out" and starting to counter.
And did you hear what Bobart did? She complaining about Al Green, that black man with his pimp cane. He's a disabled person.
Well, she's got a lot of room to talk. At least he wasn't getting groped in a movie theater.
No,
I'm sorry.
Live Beetlejuice.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. We are kind of telepathic.
Beetle got juiced.
Yeah,
I can say that. I'm sorry. How long will the stock market drop? Well, it's going to be like
it's not going to be until somebody their pants. So
it's going to be like this.
It's like a Richter scale out in California.
And Trump doesn't care about the stock market because he probably has the insider scoop on it. And I'll bet you him and Musk and Shady and all of them are making money on it.
And they've got their cryptocurrency.
Right, which they're going to crash as well. Yeah. Jitterbug Tutu. Hey, Jitterbug, how are you? It's been a minute. Hello, Auntie Mel and amazing Arthur. Will SCOTUS ever revoke presidential immunity? Yes. Yes. Thank you. Will Roberts, Thomas, etc. ever be held accountable for their corruptions? Yes, especially Clarence Thomas.
Yeah. Followed by Alito.
It's not looking good for Chief Justice Roberts when Trump said that on a hot mic. Oh, I was just thanking him. Did you hear the spin?
Yeah.
I mean, what does he think we are? Does he think we have the IQs of an earthworm or something? Did he expect us to believe that?
No, that would be Kennedy. Never mind.
Well, no. Yeah, well, that did the worm.
The poor thing died of starvation.
The worm goes, I got to go to another brain because this one, there wasn't much there. Thanks for these collabs. Thank you, Jitterbug Tutu. We're in a silly mood tonight, but I guess it's better to laugh, right?
We're not making fun of anybody, sort of.
Hi, Arthur and Mel. Will Canada turn their power off soon to end the tariffs fast? They will turn the power off. And it's like the premier, was it the premier of Ontario, said that he's going to keep the power off until this yo-yoing stops.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him. This is the only thing. This is the only thing lower
than his IQ.
Oh, I got to do an infomercial real quick. Everybody, here again, I've been using Andro Niki products. I have my morning ritual. I know you're supposed to use them at night, but I do in the morning. And my hands are in great shape. And I was just putting little on my hands and my face too. So what is it, Arthur? Andro?
And well, the company's called Andro plus Niki, Niki, I believe. But to find this, the website is Andro dash
Niki. Niki. And I have openings on my trip to Peru in September. It's going to be a great trip. September 16th, it's departing for 9 days. And then openings on my trip to Iceland, October 1st. That's for 7 days, I think, or 8 days. So if you're interested, call the number below or email me at the email address below.
847-590-5411.
And Arthur, how do they get in touch with you?
ArthurLostHisMind.com. No, ArthurEaseYourMind.com.
And Sherry, how do they get a hold of Sherry?
Swamp Voice.
You're muted, Sherry.
You're muted.
Swampvoices@gmail.com.
Say it again, Sherry.
Swampvoices, all one word, @gmail.com.
All right.
I'll put it in the chat.
We got the Creole reading.
We got time for about 3 or 4 more questions. So,
and before I forget, everyone here, subscribe, like, and thumbs up for Mel, and you can do the same for me.
And for Sherry too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So wait, let me play with this new toy I got. So everybody give it the thumbs up. And thank you for your loving support. We send our love back to you. Right?
Boys and their toys.
I know. I like this one. Isn't that cool? I'm having a psychic flash. I'm going to use that from now on.
I thought my liver just backed up from the 70s.
Right? Sandra Döhl in German. I guess Dole in English, but in German, Döhl. Anytime you see that OE, it's an E. Döhl. It's hard to do. Hi, Mel, Arthur, everyone. Will Starlink rig the Canadian election? They're going to try, but it's like Marina said, they use paper.
Yeah.
They're going to try to mess with the election, but they're not going to be successful.
And they don't have to worry about Chads.
About what?
Chads.
I don't understand that.
Remember in Florida, all the hanging Chads?
Oh, I got it. All right.
I once said, yeah, not a lot of kids were named Chad that year.
Sometimes it's like zing.
It's okay.
All right. For me, zing.
Love you.
All
Look,
right.
all those light bulbs keep on going off.
Jackie Lynn question. In Romania, there are investigations into election interference. What are the results? Well, Romania, the court stepped in and overturned the election that won because of election interference. Mm-hmm. And they're going to find out who did it.
How?
We know that Putin was behind it. And I think that, a certain person in this country whose initials are EM probably had something to do with it. In fact, I see him banned from many European countries.
NEM?
EM.
Anti-M?
Right? And so the results are going to be people indicted and people arrested and things put in place to keep that interference from happening.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think, Arthur?
I agree. And I said also in Poland.
Right. Well, yeah, Poland, they'll figure it out too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We got time for 2 more. Kathy Reagans, hello, fabulous Aloha Duo. Do you both see beautiful Kamala Harris running for governor of California?
You know who just threw her hat in the ring was Katie Porter.
In California?
Yeah, to be governor.
I I still see Kamala holding a really high-level government office that will be appointed.
Like Secretary of State.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Once T. Rump is gone. So, all right, we got time for one more. Bonnie McCord says, when they get him impeached, will they take him out by army? Well, he's going to refuse to leave. And I don't know who'll take him.
Well, Congress has their own. Oh, they'll remove him like they did with Al Green.
He's going to try to incite an insurrection at that point, but it won't succeed. And I don't know if it's Secret Service, federal marshals, or all the above, taking him out. And, I see his hands behind his back in handcuffs. Don't handcuff me. They will.
See, I've always seen him going out on a gurney, handcuffed to a gurney.
I still see the handcuffs, right?
Yeah. Nothing to do with Stormy Daniels either.
And Shady, too.
Yeah.
I see that one handcuffed. And EM, we'll just call him EM. I see him under arrest.
I think I evade it, but there's a long arm of the law.
The Trump empire is going to crumble, as will EM's. So
put those Teslas for sale now, people.
Used cars for sale.
Yeah. I can see it now. You know how you go to a car show, there'll be on one end will be the spokesperson for Trump, and then the other will be Blondie Bondi.
Bondi, I like it. Okay, everybody, this has been wonderful. Next week, Aloha Tuesday on Arthur's channel.
Mm-hmm.
Again, to contact Arthur, information below. Contact me, information below. Contact Sherry. Arthur, how do they do that?
Ask her to come up and tell us.
Sherry, come up and tell us.
Swampvoices@gmail.com.
Swampvoices@gmail.com.
Okay. Thanks for working behind the scenes. I should have written it down.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. There was something I was going to tell y'all that you were talking about. It just crap. Now it's going out of my brain. I'll think of it when I do. I'll say something.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for your loving support. We couldn't do this without you all. We appreciate it. And everybody, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell. My goal is to have 35,000 subscribers within the next 3 or 4 months. We'll see if
I'm hoping to hit 10 by the end of the year.
You will, actually. You'll have more.
Oh, that's even better.
Arthur, where are you at with your subscribers?
I'm at 15.5.
Ooh, I see
20.
I see 20,000
easily
in 5 months.
Okay.
No more.
We'll see. Look, my goal was to hit 15 by my birthday, and we did it. So
I don't think I'm going to hit 35,000 by March 22nd. But, anyway, that's
I think it counts, but not enough.
Oh, I remember what I was going to tell y'all. There's a clip that was was cleared as being accurate from Snopes of 45 with one of the Canadian leaders that had come down to talk to him about something, where he says in the video, oh, well, they went in and they fixed it and everything, and now I'm
yeah. I heard that.
It's like, you people are accurate than that. I mean,
what was it? I'm sorry, what was it? I didn't hear that part.
He admitted on tape, he said on tape to the reporters in the room, oh yeah, they went in and they fixed it on the computers, and so now I'm president.
Whoa.
It's on video. I mean, it's circling right now all over the place, and it's
I didn't
It's
say that.
already-
I was thanking him for attending my inauguration.
yeah,
I mean, it's something we all knew anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's a playbook from the elections in Belarus. You know, he just learned how to cheat better the second time around. So,
And we'll learn how to catch him better around.
oh yeah, he's going to get caught.
And there were several questions in the chat we just didn't get to of them asking if the Canadian elections coming up had to worry about them getting into the system and changing the vote. But Marina let us know last night that
Paper.
they vote by paper,
Yeah,
not
we-
electronically.
Yeah.
So
I
there's
think,
no way they can do that.
you know, I'm seeing that Elon and or whomever, they're trying to interfere in the Canadian election, but they will not succeed. I see Labor winning by another landslide. So
Yeah, he just today he was saying he still wants it to be the 51st state. I want to become a Providence. That way we got free health care and everything, you know?
Yeah.
maybe we should become a Providence of Canada.
Yeah.
I call Polly, whatever his name is, Polly. What's the name? Polly.
Yeah, the French last name.
I call him Polly Parrot now.
Okay.
So, you know, the MAGA Maple, Polly Parrot, I don't see him winning.
I don't either.
If he does, there's major cheating going on, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
I feel, the Liberals. Who was the guy's name that won? I like.
Kramer?
No, I can't think of his name.
I can't keep track of it.
I'm having a senior moment. He replaced Trudeau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy who just voted in.
Yeah.
Carney,
He stays there.
Carnos,
Mark Carney, I think.
I'm sorry, our Canadian brothers and sisters, that we don't know that.
We just have I like.
Y'all understand us so much better than we do
we love
anybody else.
them. I just don't know the name. Sorry.
I'm just having a senior moment right now. Anyway, all right, guys. Next week,
Arthur's channel.
same
All right, guys.
time.
Same bat station, same bat channel.
All right. Thank you all for your support.
Have a great night, all.
appreciate it. Thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you. Stand strong, because
And together.
if we stand strong and together, we will defeat this tyranny. My guides are really strong on that. All right.
Absolutely.
All righty, guys. Night.
Good night, everybody.
Hi, everybody.